Hey guys, and on today's episode of Influencer Secrets, we are talking about how to make the best videos for Instagram. Okay, so before I get into sort of the tips on how to make the Instagram videos, I kind of want to go over why videos are so important on Instagram. And really what I find is that it's between videos and photos, videos are the ones that could truly go viral and totally blow up. I think the most impressions photos ever gotten from me is maybe 500,000, somewhere to 1 million, where I've had videos go up to impressions about 3 million. And it's a huge increase. And I think for whatever reason, Instagram's algorithm really wants you to do videos and pushes videos. Remember, whatever Instagram wants you to do, they're gonna set their algorithm for that. So I think videos are really critical if you really wanna sort of blow up your Instagram account. And it truly is one of the reasons why I was able to grow so fast. I think that Instagram videos went from, I think it was like 15 seconds early on to 1 minute. And as soon as it went to 1 minute, I was like, I could really produce, I could do some super cool stuff. And I just jumped on board. And honestly, the videos are more fun for me to do. That's really why I focus on them. But I think it was a huge part of my growth because those videos were able to blow up, you know? And in terms of tips and tricks with the videos, I think let's start first with just when you're shooting. And we're gonna get sort of how I format the videos, but very quickly on Instagram, I make my videos tall. And I think you have to start thinking about that when you're actually shooting. So remember, when you're shooting on your camera or even your phone, if it's turned on its side, it's all horizontal. It's 16:9, close enough, whatever. But when you make it vertical, you're still losing a lot of that shot. So you really have to think while you're shooting. Remember, you're gonna lose almost 2/3 of the frame when you make your video, when you're shooting. So you have to really see it in your eye of, okay, I see that shot. I know that this is gonna work when I put it on Instagram. And a huge part of that is I try and think of it in thirds. I mean, it's a good practice to use anyway when you're shooting anything. But specifically with this, I think it's really important. And remember, give yourself space. So I shoot in 4K. Now, Instagram doesn't let you actually upload 4K videos, but the reason I do that is when I actually edit the video in 4K, I could digitally zoom into shots and really not lose any resolution. So shoot really wide, don't worry about being really tight, because remember, if you're really tight on it, you're actually gonna lose it in the shot when you put it on Instagram. The other thing to think about, and we're gonna sort of get to these steps too, is what's that moment? What's that thing that's gonna grab everyone's attention? And think about that when you're shooting. Think about getting that shot and make sure you have it. So you shot your video, and then what do you do? So for me, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It just, I had taught myself how to use it. I wouldn't say it's for beginners necessarily, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. So with the videos, I'm gonna do another video showing you how I actually edit the video. But basically, edit the video in, because remember I shot it horizontally, 16:9. I edit the video that whole way, and then I make a second cut, and for that cut, I'm going to actually change the screen size, the aspect ratio for Instagram. And what I want to do is make it as tall as possible. So what I do is, if you're in Premiere Pro, I just go to sequence settings and I change the sequence aspect ratio to 1842 times 2304. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna convert it, and now it's gonna be as tall as possible when you actually put it on Instagram. And I think that's important for a couple reasons. One, I think that you just have to remember everyone's watching on their phone, and the phone's screen is tall. So you want to format it for the people watching it. They're not watching this content on your TV. If it was for TV, I would leave it horizontal. But so if that's where your audience is, make it for that. For YouTube, actually don't do that. I find that still a lot of people watch on desktop, and they have better settings to make it horizontal. But for Instagram, definitely make it tall. And the other thing to think about is just think about how fast people scroll on Instagram. Think about how fast you scroll on Instagram. You're scrolling, you're going really fast. And the taller your video, the more real estate you're taking on someone's screen, the more opportunity they're gonna stop on that video. So I think it's really critical. Make it as tall as possible. And then what I do is I do export the highest resolution possible. It can't hurt. You know, when you put it onto Instagram, it's going to downgrade the quality because, again, you're not uploading in 4K. But so the higher you make it, the less likely it's gonna be downgraded even more, and just go for it. In terms of getting the file from my computer to my phone, I use Google Drive. So what I do is I finish the file, upload to Google Drive, download it to my phone from Google Drive, and upload to Instagram. It's pretty seamless and works really, really well. So then what you want to think about is timing. And I think if you look at like stats Instagram gives you and sort of see what's out there, everyone sort of gives you this prime time of like 4 p.m. to post. With my videos, I actually try and post them later in the day, more at night, with the thought process, again, thinking about how you scroll on Instagram. If you're sitting at work or doing whatever, you're scrolling pretty quickly. You don't have time to stop and watch a video. So I tend to do my videos at night. I think that more than likely, you know, someone's sitting there and maybe they're in the middle of a commercial doing something, they'll sit and they'll stop and they'll watch that 1 minute. As a producer, 1 minute is so short, but as a consumer, as you know, 1 minute could feel like an eternity. And I wanna make sure I capture all their attention. These are the other things you really wanna think about, are the cover photo and what the first 4 seconds of the video is. So with the cover photo, you wanna, again, grab someone's attention. What's going to stop them? So what I try and think about is I go through the video, I'm like, what's that one shot that's gonna get someone's attention? So if I'm doing a video of a brunch burger, that one shot of that cover photo is like the egg running down. Like it's what I would have posted if it was a photo is the way I think about it. And then I think about the first 4 seconds. So the first 4 seconds are really critical because on Instagram, the first 4 seconds are what counts as a view. And at the end of the day, you want views. So what I try and do is up front, put the best shot the first 4 seconds. Whatever I think is gonna grab their attention and make someone stop, I do it. So whether it's syrup being poured or something being fried or any kind of action, you want really fast action, something happening, grab these people's attention and then pray that they watch the rest of the video. But it already counts as view and that's really what you want. So the next thing we have to think about is sound. You know, again, trying to think of how most people use Instagram, they don't really have it by default, have sounds on. So if they're scrolling quickly and they just see someone talking and they can't even hear you, they're not gonna stop. So I try and think of just overall, a lot of my videos don't have sound. They might have some music or whatever, but I think that the less sound, the more likely is whatever situation those people are in, they're gonna stop and watch. You know, the other thing is if it's a video that does have someone talking, I try and give them enough, if it's a video where someone is talking, I try and set them up for it. So maybe I'll start the video with that first 4 seconds of whatever, that action shot that's gonna grab them. And maybe I'll put like a little lower third saying like sounds on, or put in the caption like sounds on, like if I got their attention already, and then they'll put the sounds on and then they'll pay attention. But I think overall I try and just tell stories more visually than speaking, which you know, it has its difficulties, but it's also, you know, really, really cool. Okay, so hopefully you guys got a little bit of information on how to, you know, make Instagram videos. If you have any other questions, comment below. I want to know what I can teach you guys next, so definitely comment below, you know, tell me what the next video should be. Like, subscribe, comment a million things, tell all your friends, share the link, do like all those things so I keep making these videos. And I'll see you next time.